Hey, look at this old pop bottle. Cheers, baby! You like old solid pop, don't you? Look at this. Still has the original pop in it. I'm going to open her up someday and take a few swigs of it. Might not taste too good. I'm not really looking at notes when I talk to you guys, but if I raise my head, then because of the positioning of the light that I have in my office here, it will glare on my glasses, and I might look like an alien. Anyway, so when I look down, it's because I have to look down, or else it's going to glare. I'm certainly not looking at any notes because I don't need notes. It's right up here, baby. It's right up here. Anyway, someone asked me if I could share with people my experience when I flew over to Melbourne University over in Australia, over in Victoria, Australia. Several years ago, they asked me to come over and talk to the student body. I attended that college, uni they call it. I attended 4 years of that university, and anyway, they were gracious enough to ask me, of all people, they asked me if I would fly over there if they paid for it and speak to them. And I said, yeah, I can do that. I guess I can work it in my schedule. So anyway, I took a plane from San Francisco, Qantas Airlines. From San Francisco, we refueled in Fiji, went from Fiji to Sydney, Sydney to Melbourne. It's quite interesting. I don't know if any of you have flown Qantas. I'm sure a lot of you have, or some of you have. But one of the first things they did when we took off from San Francisco is the stewards. They don't call them stewardess because they're men. They call them stewards, and the first thing they did is they brought towels, hot towels, and orange juice. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with a hot towel, wipe your butt with it, or, wipe your face, or whatever. But anyway, I thought that was interesting, and had a nice flight. Fiji, I hated Fiji. We had to refuel the plane in Fiji. I didn't refuel it. I was refueling something else, but anyway, the plane had a refuel in Fiji, and as soon as you get off the plane, it was so humid. Maybe it was the time of the year I was there, but it was so humid, I hated it. And I've been over to Melbourne several times taking that same flight, and every time I've got off the airport at Fiji, it was just so humid, it was just unbelievable. So, why people get a thing to go to Fiji is beyond me, but like I said, maybe it's the time of year that I was there. Of course, when I go anywhere, it's pretty hot anyway, at least that's what the women say. Anyway, flying into Sydney, they after about 17 hours, they got out the breakfast menu and served an Australian breakfast, a typical Australian breakfast, sausage, pancakes. So we had eggs, marmalade, and toast, or crumpets, what they call crumpets, and honey. And it was, it was just kind of got you into the feeling of being in Australia. And then flying into Sydney was very interesting. You look out the porthole windows, and you could see nothing but red roofs that were bar tile and swimming pools. It's quite a sight. And then off to Melbourne. Anyway, like I said, I spoke at the college there, the university there. Then I stayed several days in Melbourne. I know Melbourne really well because I've lived there for several years. And I don't know if you have been to Melbourne or not, but there's a street called High Street. I think it's in the what do they call it, Paran area, Turak area. It was kind of an upper class area of the city. And for miles and miles, there's nothing but antique shops and art galleries. It was quite, I love going there. Anyway, then I went over to Adelaide, Perth, spent a little time in Sydney, went to Hobart, and did a little gambling. And then I was going back to San Francisco. I had a speaking engagement in the States over to Pepperdine University to some graduating law students. But on the flight to San Francisco, there was a girl that had a CD player with, earbuds. And I also had a CD player that I was listening to. Anyway, I was lucky enough to sit next to this chick. And I asked her if she would, be interested in swapping music to just kind of, listen to something different. And she says, sure. So we swapped CD players and CDs, and we were so turned on by the time we got to San Francisco. We were almost, climbing, well, we were holding hands and snuggling shoulder to shoulder, and she had to go onto Denver. And like I said, I had to go speaking engagement in Pepperdine, but I said goodbye to her at the airport after we spent some time in the bathroom. No, just kidding. We didn't have to go to the bathroom. But anyway, I did the San Francisco thing, the Ghirardelli Square, and things like that. And then anyway, came back to where I live, and I was glad to get home and look at some real women. The women in Australia. There's a few that are good looking and sexy. But I would say that 95% of the women in Australia are just as ugly as sin. I wish they weren't, but they are. I've lived over there for years. You go into a bank over there, and 5 of the tellers are women, and they're all ugly. Where I live, you go into a bank, there's 5 tellers, and 3 of them are gorgeous. They're just dolls. In fact, I made a deposit in several banks. No, I take that back. I didn't mean it that way, really. But anyway, I don't know if you know, but I'm waiting for your present. Every day I see the postal truck pull up in front of my house. And he shoves things in the mailbox. Sometimes he brings a great big stack of packages and things up to the door. But I've been looking for your present to me, and it just hasn't come yet. I don't think that you're going to renege again this year. You've promised me the last 10 years that it would come, and it hasn't come. It's never got here. I don't want to listen to the postman lost it or got lost in the mail or any of that bullshit. Because I don't buy it anymore. I don't buy it anymore. You're young. What are you, 25, 30 years old? You've got your whole life ahead of you. I don't. No, I want to enjoy the last years of my life, and I want to enjoy it with your money. I'm on a fixed income. You have everything you ever want. You think nothing of spending $15 a day on Red Bulls, another $10 a day on pizza and bullshit. What do? I eat a TV dinner, a cup of applesauce. If I'm really in a great mood and have some extra money, I have a banana. That's no way to live. You're living high in the hog. I want to live high in the hog, you know? You have bacon and eggs every morning, little ham, hash browns. What do I have? A bowl of cornflakes, usually with water. But you're special. You're special. For some reason, you've got in your head that you're special and I'm not, you know? I like things. I like PlayStation 4 systems and games and Xboxes. Nice iPads. I like them. In fact, I probably like them more than you, but I would never know for sure because you've never dished out. You've never come through with anything. I don't want ties and CDs. I don't want socks. I don't want a belt. I want a 3D TV, an iPad, or a PlayStation 4 system. You know? Why wouldn't I want those things? You get everything you want. I know I have women. I have plenty of women. They're lined up around the block, to, you know, in front of my door to get in. Once they found out I was a great lover, they flocked to me like seagulls. In fact, I have to get up sometimes 2, 3 in the morning just to let a couple out. Yeah, I'm having a good time, sure. But I'm not as young as I used to be. I can only do it 8, 9 times a day. I know that's about 4 times more than you do it. But I'm getting old. After 8, 9 times a day, I'm tired. I want to go take a nap. But anyway, I hope that this Christmas, I hope that you get everything your little heart desires. And I sure hope that, you know, that you'll be able to buy all the presents that you want to for yourself. I really do. Don't worry about your parents or your brothers and sisters or your friends or your associates or Ron. Let's worry about yourself and what you can do for you. It's me all day long, isn't it, huh? It's always been me with you, hasn't it? You know, as soon as you were born, it was me, feed me, milk me, give me applesauce. Me. You used to shit your pants and you had your mother clean your ass for you. And sometimes you'd laugh at it. You thought it was funny. It's not funny. It smells like shit. Why? Because it is shit. You were one of the biggest assholes that ever walked the face of the earth. You still are. Me, all day long. It's me. It makes me want to puke. It's time to get a grip on life. And when you get a grip, send me a 20 spot, huh? What in the world is wrong with you people?